Assalamu alaikum dear audience, you are watching program VC on live transmission from HEC television and I'm your host Uzma Shaheen. For live streaming please visit our website edutv.hec.gov.pk and follow us on Twitter at edutv_hec. Today we have a very admirable personality with us, the man of versatile genius and a fountainhead of many illuminating ideas, the Vice Chancellor of Lahore Garrison University, Major General retired Ubaid bin Zakria, Hilali Imtiaz Military. Sir, we welcome you here in our studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence. Sir, the outburst of COVID-19 forced all the world for a complete change, complete shift in education systems specifically from traditional classes to online classes. So, with this digital shift in education, what are the challenges faced by the university during pandemic? How did you manage that?
Well, first of all, sometimes the opportunities actually give you a lot of comes out of adversary. So this was one adverse condition where I think we had an opportunity, and we could respond very well to it, primarily because of the fact that we were already planning for this as a normal routine upgrade of our university. As you know, it was a complete change, and change, psychologically speaking, is one thing which is not only perpetual but it's permanent. It has to come, but unfortunately allied with it, it's the most difficult part to fathom, and people don't change. So making people to change is one of the biggest challenges. So we had faced these challenges, and we had only two solutions. One was voluntary participation,
Yes.
and the other one was a forced one. And taking human psychology into play, I thought the second option was the only option.
The forced one.
So forced one. So since, as I said, we were already prepared, slightly prepared, and this gave us a chance. It was, I think, 19th of March when it all came to lockdown. On 21st, which was Monday, we had already been online. Although I would not say that it was to my best of preference and liking, but still it was something better than nothing to start with. And we had gone on to WhatsApp and Google Classroom, which was a temporary phase of what we could do. Our content was already laid out, our content was already digitized, so we had very easy access to both of these softwares, and we very successfully started 350 classes every day with 70 faculty members involved. It was just that we changed that instead of physical presence of the faculty, they were online, that is, they were present in front of the screen, and every student was there to see him or her. So point was that 350 classes were just like the normal timetable of the university, and it was run on online. Then we changed it within a week's time. We were geared up, and then we went on to the Google Classroom, as well as the video conferencing software of Zoom.
Zoom, yes, sir.
But this was just a step towards our final match, and that match was that we wanted to have a learning management system, which was in actual sense would have been the climax of online thing. So we went on to then again we were using it for quite some time. So it was very easy transition from the Zoom Google Classroom combination going to our main LMS, which was Moodle. As you know, the Moodle is almost being practiced all over the world, over 1,000
Exactly.
agencies which are doing it. It's a proper LMS which has a complete content sharing as well as the assessment system. It's a very complex thing. I would not like to elaborate on that. In case it comes during the meeting,
Yes,
I
sir.
would also elaborate. But point was that we then combined it with our ERP and made it a university management system, and this is how we traveled on to that place, and we actually met the challenge of COVID head on and very successfully.
So definitely a strong leader has made this strong, you can say, has taken this strong step under your supervision. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, the next question is the same. I am continuing. Okay, at this point, when there is pandemic still existing, LGU successfully conducted online classes, online examination with above 90% of students attendance that have been also acknowledged by HEC. So how would you comment on this success and this achievement?
I think without mentioning HEC, my answer would not be complete. It's not that I'm not, my personality. I don't mince words, but I think wherever the share is due, it should be given.
Yes, sir.
Chairman HEC especially, and HEC in general, they were very prompt. This is the first time ever I've seen a government department responding, bureaucracy responding so quickly and so effectively. They had come up with 6 instructions, and it was so prompt. We were to act actually. So they gave us directions, and it's very important, in such scenario where the Higher Education Commission had given us some directions. Since we were already geared up, so that was a boost to us, that we went into and fitted ourselves and dovetailed our whole thing into the policy of HEC, and that is why at the end of the day, obviously it was a great honor for us that Chairman HEC acknowledged it in front of 217 vice chancellors, and even when we offered it free of cost to everybody, he conveyed this to all of the VCs. And as you know, we are now engaged with many universities who are trying to get it, and we are at a varied stage of success on that thing. So I would say that this acknowledgement, as well as the basic line from where we actually started, was the HEC's basically a boost, a timely and a very prompt decisions and instructions passage to us. Rest, we were the worker bee, so we did the work, and so did other universities. It's just a matter of thing that we were actually continuing effort, so our effort actually came out to be a little better than the others, if
Definitely,
I'm
sir.
allowed to say so.
Definitely, sir, and you did it very well.
Actually, this was a team effort again.
Yes,
This was
sir.
my team here, my faculty members, my IT people, I must mention, and in fact every worker, because they took up the challenge. Leadership just provides a direction and a vision, and that's about all. Rest, it's a team effort. So I think LGU's team was outstanding. I've got no other superlative words, otherwise I would have used those also for the team.
So this acknowledgement matters a lot for your team as well. Thank you so much, sir. This is another question related to your institution, that what is LGU's institutional vision for digital education?
Once again, I think our vision is there, but there is a request from our side. Even this forum I will be using. We have already gone through the normal correspondence channel. I would say that my vision is that this COVID, as you know, and we all know, we are not certain whether it is going to go in next 6 months, 2 months, 1 month, or maybe a year. Even the European developed countries have discontinued their face-to-face F2F classes, and they have even stopped foreign students to come to their universities, although it matters for them because this is foreign exchange earnings criteria for them. But they are thinking, like US, UK, and most of the Europe is thinking that they would actually start F2F in case COVID gets eased, not before fall 2021. So it's almost 1.5 years from now. Meaning by that Pakistan should also follow the suit. I am not expecting that this is going to go, and even if it goes, I feel that to remain relevant to the technology and with future competition, I think we have now the wherewithal and the expertise where we can compete not only within Asia. I think we can compete with developed countries. Then this I am telling you out of my interaction with these people abroad in developed countries and Europe, that we are, if not ahead of them, we are equal to them, and very quickly and very easily we can go ahead of that. So whatever we have gained out of the knowledge and out of the practice in LGU, my vision is that we should continue with this, keep on improving it, not for Pakistan only. It will be an international sort of offer of this technology to even countries underdeveloped, that's a great business, and then towards even developed countries. For example, in Moodle, we were approached by Singapore and by Cambridge from UK, and they were asking us for the assessment system. How did you prove it so foolproof? And we when told them that we have incorporated about 21 anti-cheating measures, and we feel that it's a foolproof system, they are interested to buy it. So, which actually proves that this online system should continue, because this is going to be the norm, the new norm as they call it, for future. And if you want to be irrelevant in this, at least in one field, we should be, if not ahead, at least shoulder to shoulder with the developed countries. So I feel after this, we should go in and continue for the hybrid. This is what LGU's vision is, hybrid or blended learning, which actually means you combine the F2F, which is face-to-face,
Mixed learning,
and,
yes, sir.
and a mix with online. So we
Online.
keep improving the online, and let me assure you, in coming times, with the youngsters having mobile in their hands and so much of technology-savvy youngsters, and the bulge in Pakistan, let me tell you, they will adopt it as soon, and they will actually just kick off F2F as a old orthodox sort of a teaching methodology. But we know that both have to be combined together, even if it's 25% F2F and remaining is online. And in that capacity, actually, I would like to request again HEC that they should give a policy guideline, and they should be little open in authorizing universities, especially after having
Exactly.
evaluated them. Like LGU has already proved its worth, so they should permit us to continue with this online even after COVID or otherwise, and should give us also the permission to have hybrid or this blended learning, just on the lines of Virtual University and Open University of Pakistan. So let them compete. This is the age of competition. So if we are better, or if not better, at least we can combine. With these universities, and I think that would be in the overall benefit of Pakistan, if we join hands with a virtual university, which already we are. But then we need an authorization from Higher
Yes.
Education Commission, because it's a legal matter. People who would be passing out with our blended learning must be given the degree as equivalent to any other university of Pakistan. It's not a difficult job. The only thing is they have to legislate it or give permission. I don't think it's much of a job. So I would request, especially the chairman HEC, the way he has handled it, the COVID situation previously. I'm sure he would be futuristic enough to let us go ahead with this.
Sir, exactly. And your futuristic planning is showing that you are all well prepared, even if it goes longer. Sir, the next question is, in this day and age, as we already are aware that technology is frequently used as a medium of communication and learning as well. So, what are your views about it?
Well, I think those views cannot be differed from the rest of the world. I believe even the students, faculty members, and the management, all of them are on the same page that learning and teaching both have benefited and will keep benefiting out of the technology.
Through technology,
Let
yes.
me explain it. For example, the student.
Yes, sir.
Now, student is obviously in the learning process. We are actually pursuing a policy of unlearning and relearning, which is the latest concept, where you don't. It's a lifelong learning. You don't just stop when you stop, let's say, a postgraduate course. You keep learning throughout your life. This is what is the latest concept, because things are changing so much. So if you have to remain abreast, you have to actually be there for it. So my point is, what is a student getting? He's getting so much of information, which otherwise in a normal classroom, face to face, he would be exposed to what? A simple videograph on which a PowerPoint slide would be there. But now what he's watching a screen where faculty member can project at least 6 or 7 types of various types of knowledge-based platforms to him. She is showing him or her, the class, the platform of PowerPoint. She is also showing her graphs from Google. She is also showing her the ever changing, any data from any other database. 5 or 6 screens are open right up there within an interactive sort of a environment, where I think the students' mental as well as the knowledge base is, I mean, tremendously advanced. Now, this actually, another aspect of student is that once he sees this, he goes back, puts it on Google or other source of knowledge, and then he is much better versed. This is the learning process. Much better versed, maybe at times. Some of the intelligent or some of the good students would be better off than even the faculty members. What he is going to do? This I have been actually facing. Some of the faculty members came to me that now the students are asking very, very difficult questions. I said, this is a positive sign. Once they go back, they on the basis of whatever they are taught on online, they go and find out more and more knowledge out of inquisitiveness. And when they find more more knowledge, they come up with more questions. They come into the class. They put faculty member into a test, and then the faculty member has to be prepared much better. So what is he going to do, or he going to do? He's going to learn more, or get more knowledge to come up and satisfy the student.
Exactly.
So this is a snowball effect. She gets more knowledge, or he gets more knowledge, passes on to the students more knowledge. They go and then again get some more learning and come back. And then they both of them, they value add to the knowledge itself. So who's the beneficiary? The student, and the knowledge and the learning. This is what our concept about this is. Second point, so much of confidence these students have now in our online system. For example, the exam was taken earlier and there were so many objections. Sometimes students used to say they don't show us the paper. Sometimes they say they have marked it, there's no transparency and all that stuff. Now, the paper is made by Moodle.
Everything is
and those questions are already fed into it, 1,000, 2,000 bank of questions. And even the faculty member or the teacher does not know what is going to be the paper. Even the student does not know whether the student sitting next to him is getting the same paper or not. Because we can shift the papers, within them we can shuffle the questions, within the shuffled questions we can shuffle the choices, and we are following the Bloom's taxonomy in actual true spirit. And this was only possible through technology. I can go on and on this, and I think let's stop at this place. But the beneficiaries are all students. Look at the faculty.
Yes, sir.
How easy it is for them. Every time they used to put it on paper, then they would, make slides on that. Now it's digitally all made, and they can further keep improving it with time. They have now they're more time for intellectual input instead of that. I would call, sorry to use the word, the donkey work. So they would just do it over and over again and repetitive things. Exam would come, they would make papers, and then now they are now they are absolved of those responsibilities. They have more time, so they can put in more intellectual input, which is actually more beneficial towards learning and teaching. So I think the technology has made it so easy, and it's in future, I believe sky is the limit.
Yes, sir. And definitely, this is how you are making your students critical thinkers and independent learners.
Yes.
Now they are learning on their own as well.
Yes.
With the teachers. Thank you so much, sir. It is really a very honor to hear you. Sir, do you think distance learning, because of this pandemic, we have this distance learning? Your students, they are for areas like Gilgit, Baltistan. So this distance learning is contributing effectively to learning and teaching experiences?
I think this is the best question of today. And I'll give you examples because I'm very, very fond of giving examples. People understand through that, and actually it's a reality. A real example actually portrays how effective you were in online classrooms. You said 90%, over 90% examination. No, it was over 98%. And the remaining 2% which were left out were basically those people who had less attendance, or who were actually defaulters in their fee payments. Otherwise, 98% of the students, which means every student appeared for the exam. How is it possible? You would obviously ask, you just asked that the FATA people and those people in Gilgit, Baltistan and remote areas where there was a problem of connection. Exactly. And by the way, this connection problem was not only in those areas, there were even areas in southern Punjab where our students were. We had catered for that too. We had sent the all material to them, and this material was also online and available on our content Moodle system. The whole semester contents were there, even day-to-day contents were there. A complete recording of every lecture was there, so they didn't miss out anything. What they had to do was, if the connection was not there in their area or it was little intermittent, whenever it was there, they could have downloaded it. If that was not the case, let me tell you, I really feel so proud of these youngsters. Some people, even from Balochistan, as you know, we are giving free education to Balochi students. It was so heartening to know that they had travelled an hour's journey to a place where they could find the Wi-Fi, or for that matter 3G or 4G connection, and they would come there and took their exams. They came there and they took away all the loaded contents, and they studied those, they prepared themselves, and they carried out those exams. Pass percentage is also very nice. So 98% and above people coming in, even including people from Baltistan. I got one of the very emotional emails from Balochistan. He said, "I'm so grateful, one, that you had already given us a scholarship and we were having a free ride in your university. And just to respond to that, we thought that you are making so much an effort for us for examination. Whatever was downloaded, I had to travel to Quetta, which was about 1 hour's journey from his village. And he said I would go and get every week or weekly content, and then I would come back and prepare. And in the final exams, I'm so grateful that we have not actually lost even a class." And I mean, he was so emotionally. I don't want to use his words. He was so thankful to that. Although we did just this for everybody, whether it was Gilgit, whether it was Balochistan. But my point is very simple. This is only because of online technology which was available, and obviously the effort of those students who want to learn. They never came on streets or came up. They said we don't want to pay a fee. Let me also tell you. Again, tribute to them and tribute to my team, obviously, that they had so much of confidence. The students had so much of confidence in the management of the student. We got the fee almost 110% back to us. People of other universities are finding problems in this. We had 110% fee submission to us, which proves that whatever we did, whatever our effort was, it was not only acknowledged but responded in a same positive manner. You can go to the Prime Minister portal. You will not find much of this cribbing that we don't want to pay the fee, and you would not even find anything against LU that there was some problems with the assessment or examination or classroom activity. We are going to improve it. We know we are not going to sit here. We have seen certain issues, and we have certain. This is learning, unlearning, and then relearning. We have learned through this. There are certain faculty members, I must praise them. They have come up with brilliant ideas. They say we can make it even better. That is why I have got so much of confidence that not only in Pakistan we can compete internationally in this particular online blended. And if we are permitted by HEC, let me tell you, it will be an honor for LGU. It will be an honor for HEC, and in turn, obviously, for Pakistan too.
So this is assuring that LGU is actually following its true vision, and this is the wise use of technology that you are doing. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, entrepreneurship, I would like to talk about it, that entrepreneurship teachings enhance employability. So what is university's understanding of these areas of professional development like entrepreneurship, career development and employability?
You have touched on one subject which is I'm too passionate about, and you know that for 4 years.
I want to hear.
The understanding,
Yes,
understanding is a word which we used only 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
For this university only.
Yes,
But
sir.
this was a word which was known to me almost 20-25 years ago when I was abroad. So I had this passion and I understood it at that time. So I wanted everybody to understand it. But somehow or the other, till the time when I came in here, we tried to propagate this because this is a necessity. Roughly 4 million graduates passing out and getting and expecting jobs. I think it's living in a food's paradise. So what you have to do is to find self-employment jobs for them, and this has always been the endeavor. I remember when 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, when I was here, people would be so shy to get onto the stage to pitch their ideas that most of them would refuse, or one or two even fainted before they could get onto the stage. And some of them who went onto the stage, they couldn't utter a word of English or a coherent sentence in English. So I told them, speak in Urdu. So this is how we developed this concept of pitching and bringing in ideas and self-actualization in them. So now, as of today, as you know, entrepreneurship, business ideas, competitions, for the last 2 years in a row, we have been declared the best university of Pakistan by no less than Microsoft, and that too for their Imagine Cup, which is a truly high-tech computer-based business proposition. Similarly, Hawaii IT competition, again in business modeling. We were so successful that one of our student had gone in the 6-member team to China last year, and he secured second position. And not only he, the team secured second position out of 82 countries, an honor for Pakistan.
Exactly.
Similarly, we were declared the best university by HEC for mass communication. You know it, and that is why we are sitting here on EDTV. That's the thing. Entrepreneurship, I would say. What is entrepreneurship? Basically, you have to have an idea. In fact, for idea, you have to see what is the problem. And we only go by Harvard sentence of success, and they say, find a problem and solve it. This is all entrepreneurship, as simple as that. And as you know, and I would let you share with you what we have done for this. The 2 or 3 outputs, as I said, the
Yes, sir.
Imagine Cup as well as Hawaii, and then HULT's program. Yes, I failed to mention HULT program, which was a Bill Clinton Foundation award for $1 million prize money. We again fared very well. 3 of our teams went to Melbourne regional finals, secured positions there. Regional finals to Melbourne, Canada, and also to Dubai. So that was actually basically acknowledgement of what effort we had put in entrepreneurship. Our business incubation center, the ORIC, has been authorized to us within 4 years of short span of this university's life. HEC has given us the ORIC status, which makes it among the very elite some of the universities. Not everybody has an ORIC. You have to qualify for that. So if they could find us worthy of that, obviously they must have seen something out of it, and the results are demonstrated performances, as I've just told you. But what I would like to tell you, we don't stop at this. This is just a stepping stone or a ladder. I call it a ladder. We have started with a combined effort of a Silicon Valley company, and we have announced a $1 million prize money competition final in March 2021, and it's called World Summit Prize, and for that we have already started, and we have gone through, you might have also seen those. For the last 1 month we had gone on a roller coaster, we call it a roller coaster of teaching people how to become entrepreneur. And in that 60% of the people were from developed countries who were passing on their messages, passing on their expertise to our students. So we have reached that point where we not only we are trying to find out actualization within the students, we want them to have ideas. Then from ideas, we want to have some design thinking. From design thinking to a product. From a product to how to pitch it, how to get fundings. It's a complete comprehensive entrepreneur, and we have that target is basically, one is that the prize money has already been announced, and for that we are going to have a country competition from 24th August to 28th August, where we are going to select 2 teams from Pakistan, and those are going to take part in the $1 million prize money. And presently there are about 60-65 countries which are participating. So you can well imagine where we are going. And by the way, this country competition is not limited in even this 1 month roller coaster course, I call it, is not within the what you call it, within itself a complete thing. No, I will tell you what other vision is with that. But my point is that these this country competition is not for LGU only. We have 24 universities who are competing, and they are from almost every part of Pakistan. It is covering everywhere. And after having seen this roller coaster journey, people are now more interested, and this 24, there are more universities are also coming in. So we will actually select two for the country presentation. But what is the aim and purpose of all this? We have given them a target and a vision, and that vision is all documented. You can go on our partner in this department of LGU. It is the CGI, which we have partnered with. It's a global innovation system, and in this we have made a vision statement that we are going to contribute 500 billion. Let me again say 500 billion US dollars knowledge economy for Pakistan by 2030. That means 10 years time we are going to generate entrepreneurship and innovation to an extent where it should be actually earning about 500 billion US dollar and contributing towards the practically contributing towards Pakistan's economy. And that is what in the world is a buzzword. We are trying to put it in reality, because rest is buzzword, that okay, universities contribute towards knowledge economy. Well, we are actually now going to contribute and prove that this is not a buzzword, but this is a reality. And so 500 billion dollars US dollars, everybody can come in. I think this is one forum where I can propagate this to each and every Pakistani who wants to be an entrepreneur, who wants to be self-employed, who wants to be innovative, and he can come up and contribute. We are going to, this is not going to end, the teaching is not going to end. We are going to continue with these roller coaster courses one over the other. And we are going to dish out a lot of literature, a lot of books we are going to publish, so that everyone actually starts just talking about entrepreneurship. And that's what our aim is. We are also in line with this 500 billion US dollar. Our second target is within this vision that we are going to generate about 1 million innovators and 100,000 entrepreneurs. And we are going to, within that, another target is within LGU, we are going to raise 150 companies within this year, that is 2020.
This is quite impressive, sir. And sir, my next question was about entrepreneurship means, but your students, they are actually following and they are actually taking benefits from entrepreneurship means. So I would move to the next question, that is, please share your ideas about skill development among students. Because you know it very well that skill development is necessary for our students, for all the students. So how LGU is playing its role in it?
Yeah, this is yet another word which is a buzzword. People speak it out of compulsion at times fashion, but we here only mean practical. We are very practical. We teach theories. Yes, theory is important. We teach theories, but they are directed towards practical, and we are only result oriented. We call it outcome based learning, which means actually they produce it. Like even if we are in the final year projects, we want them to produce a project which is working. We call it POC, which is basically proof of concept, or a prototype of, or even those people who are more energetic, they can make a prototype. So by the time they leave this university, they have already done their work, they have learned it theory, they have put it in across as an entrepreneur company or a project, and they have shown their product. Now they are, once they go into the practical field, they are really going to contribute to that economy if they pursue these same project, because they have been working this for 4 years. Instead of just publishing a paper or a thesis, these are practical things. We are looking for problems. We get problems from the industry. We get problems from the society, even ideas from the students, and then we convert them into final year projects. This is one aspect. And a second aspect is that skill. Now for entrepreneurship and this, you have to actually make some changes in yourself. and those changes should be relevant not only to the vision you are pursuing, but also the relevant which is actually happening in the rest of the world, because you have to remain in step. This is a global village. You will be left behind once again if you don't actually remain in step. So skill development is actually again a buzzword, well understood in the developed countries, but not very much practiced, because it needs money, it needs effort, it needs time. So a lot of knowledge was available on that. We carried out almost 1.5 year study on this, and we have also come up with our skill sets, and those skill sets are common. We don't have to reinvent. We just have learned from them that there are and I will give you example why skills are more important now than your other teaching.
Yes, sir, sure.
And they are combined together to actually make our student more powerful. Skills basically is just like if I go to a factory or job, I'm an employer, and he wants to ask me questions regarding his company, and he feels that I cannot speak in good English, I cannot represent myself that much, but I can. He finds out that this person has got the skill sets which are more suitable for my industry or my office, for my building up. He would obviously go and buy me on that. He would just get me employed. Why? Because he wants those skill sets to be utilized for them. They are not concerned about your degrees. They are not. This is the new concept which is coming in. Not abroad also, in our country also. They say, well, maybe he's a graduate, he's a PhD, he's a doctor, but unless he's combined with the skill set which we require,
Exactly.
their first preference is always going to be skill sets. Realizing that and carrying out this the study, and this was a very well managed study for about 1.5 years, we have found out that there are certain common skill sets which are going to be futuristic. For example, I'll just give you 2 or 3 because the time is not that much. For example, first is collaboration. Future will not be I, it will be we.
Exactly.
You have to make teams. So that means you have to give up something. You don't have to be selfish. So it is basically that you have to collaborate. So C, we have made an acronym of that as C3I square, or people make acronyms. One is collaboration. Second is creative thinking. You will always have to be creative because you find problems. You have to see problems from that creativity. Unless you are creative, you will not be able to see through the problem. Problem solving, communication skills. These are those things which I think even a common man can understand now. I mean, common student can understand. These are the futuristic things. Then you should be adaptable. If you are going through, let's say, as a graduate of computers, you should be adaptable, that in case there is an opportunity in, let's say, business, you should go into that business. If you find an opportunity in mass communication, you should go into mass communication. You should be adaptable, interdisciplinary, achievements or acquisitions. I think that would be the state of the art thing for future. So we have a skill development academy also come up. This is the practical aspect of it. For last 1 year, we are producing people who are more industry oriented, industry ready, I would say. This is the right word, industry ready. I'll give you your example. I mean, we are sitting here in this small studio. Why did we produce this? This is just a lab of mass communication. We wanted anchors to be anchors. We wanted script writers to script writers, directors, cameramen, light people. We are training them for this here. Because when I have given many interviews on media, on televisions, everywhere I would get the same feedback. The graduates coming from your universities are worthless. If we give them a job of an anchor, they can't do that. If we tell them, okay, operate the camera, they do not know that. So I got the lead from there. And practical aspect, as I said, is our strength. So we gave them these skill sets. Now, can you just imagine you are an MD of a private television, and you are interviewing people, and there is an anchor going from here. What's the difference? She's or he is sitting here, doing as an anchor. He goes there. He is an anchor, and the skill set would automatically reflect out of it, because it's a born thing. As they say, the best actor is who doesn't act. It's a natural thing. we are making everybody here, every student, a natural, practical actor. If he is a good cameraman, he will his skill would speak out. So this skill academy is primarily meant for this. But in addition to that, our emphasis is that he should actually go for the emotional and EQ side of the, instead of IQ, we go for the EQ side of it, so that people are industry and academic job ready if they want to go do the job. But these skills are also, these multiple skills are equally applicable, but in fact more applicable towards entrepreneurship. So this whole thing is a part of a jigsaw puzzle where every piece, when would fit in, would make a complete picture. And that is exactly what we have done. There is a skill set, there is academics, and then there are extracurricular activities which makes a human being more cooperative, adaptable and everything, give them that skill sets. And we make them then, obviously, the result orientation, demonstrated performance actually speaks that we are on the right track. That's most important, that they have actually proved their worth. And when I call them that they are second to none, they have proved that. And it is only because they have been infused with these skill sets, these academics, these extracurricular activities. As you know, we are under 10 in universities in sports, which we were just 82nd about 4 years back. Our people are there in the international and national NAD competitions. Our people are extending their worth even in the foreign countries, like in the wrestling. We have, in the European Wrestling 2019, we had one participant. In OIC robotic competition, we secured second position. NUST and we were the two teams which were representing Pakistan. It's a great honor. So my point is, Naat, Qiraat, declamation contest. I mean, LGU getting the pride that in inter-university competition, you're declared, you're one of the girls is declared the best director, the best compare, and then the best actress also from us. So this is how actually you give them the confidence and the skill sets, a broad varied of this, combined with academics. So I don't think they can be beaten anywhere. So why can't this be a seed for other students of other universities in Pakistan? Maybe other universities are doing equally well and more well, but then we don't have that communication with one another to much extent, except our few friends where I think we are propagating that. For that matter, online education, for example, we are sharing with almost every universities. A lot of universities have come in, and we are actually collaborating with them, even free of cost, because this is something you are building Pakistan and not LGU or Punjab universities or whatever.
Exactly, sir. And it shows that it is assuring it that your students are second to none. Sir, it is a fact that Lahore Garrison University has actually made incredible progress under your supervision. So would you like to share your vision for the future expansion of this institution?
First of all, I would like to correct you over there. It's
Yes, sir,
my was only vision. It's the team, once again, because I said it even earlier. It's without a team, nothing. It's just like, as we say in Urdu, ek akela aur do gyara. So yahan do nahi hai, there are so many. So we have actually multiplied our by 100x maybe. So team, without team, a good team of volunteers and passionate people, I think that's my strength. And above all, volunteer and enthusiastic students who have actually then not only gained that knowledge out of them, but they have utilized it for demonstrated performance. I think that's the key. So based on that, again, one ambitious target, as I told you, in entrepreneurship, that's going to be our main thrust line for future. Where we are going to, and by the way, these entrepreneurs are not going to be only in Pakistan. They are going to be given the knowledge which is as good as anywhere in the world. As I said, this roller coaster course of ours was the main participant from the giving end, that is the people who were giving the lectures. 60% were from foreign countries, and most of them were actual foreigners. Half of them were Pakistani foreigners, but most of them were the developed country people, knowledgeable in their own context. So that's one vision, part of the vision. I want this university, which I named 4 years ago, an entrepreneurial university. But now I think I can say this is future entrepreneurial university. We will make it, and we will make it to the vision which I have already talked about. This is one area. Second is to match to this. I think teachers need to be trained a lot. Learning, unlearning, and relearning is the concept.
Yes, sir.
And we have already started off for about last 1 year. Slowly and gradually, we are teaching our faculty members, and I'm very glad to announce that even Punjab Higher Education Commission, they were very much interested to partner with us. We were actually also interested to partner with them so that this can be disseminated to everybody. We want knowledge to be disseminated free of cost to everyone. This is what our motto is, because then Pakistan actually gains. This is not LGU which gains. So Punjab is also secondary. This is Pakistan. And that is what our second vision is, teachers training. And obviously the third part is that we should make education and not academics only. And that is when we talk of education, we talk of sports, we talk of extracurricular activities, we talk of skill academy, we talk of people talking to people, and that's what we need here. As you know, mass communication, for example, and the last part is my online blended. That is what it's going to be my next passion. So these 4-prong strategy, and maybe a little bit more of those, I will put them into the objectives and targets underneath them. But these are the broad 4 highlights and thrust areas which we are going to pursue for future.
Thank you so much, sir. I really enjoyed it, and hope so, audience, you also enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sir, once again. This shows that LGU is completely following a complete whole. A whole that means a proper beginning, middle, and there is no end, because sky is the limit. So stay tuned, and now it's time to end the program. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, that is @EDU TV_HEC. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz.